as far as just being a young mother and wanting to turn up and she want to play. You know, because when a baby want to run too fast or get up, change diapers and stuff like that, you get irritated as a young mother. Yeah, I mean, hey. So then that's when I just pop her little leg and send her on the way. But it's just like...
Do you feel like you're a bad mom?
That was always a hometown rule. Like, I never done it before 25 years of my life. So I was trying to figure out, like, what's the difference between cocaine and crack cocaine? Like, it was like...
Was there a difference?
Well, yeah, I tried it, and it was like, whoa. Like, it had my head, like...
So which one was better?
I say...
What I'm telling you is that I've seen many people like you who they kind of at the beginning, but they're at that point now where it's starting to really take over. And then you see them a year from now, and you can't even hardly recognize them. Have you thought about that? What's up, YouTube? I have the best trainer in Atlanta and possibly the world. Hit him up on Instagram, @KDWithTheMuscle. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm doing good.
All right, all right. So are you homeless?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. And so how long have you been homeless?
I've been homeless for, I say, a few weeks. I'll say about 2 months.
About 2 months? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that happened 2 months ago that caused you to become homeless?
Going through a lot of economic impact and going through change of different states and things like that, and being a young mom and making sure that she wasn't out on the streets. I had to defend for myself but make sure she was safe, so I left her with her godmother that I've known for 10 plus years.
Okay. How old is your child?
She's 2 actually. My birthday December 29th 1996. Her birthday is December 30th 2020. So.
Okay, all right, I get it. All right, and so she lives with, you say, her godmom? Or your godmom?
She stays with... I'm sorry. She stays with her godmom. So my sister ex-boyfriend that always was around when we were like in elementary, I would say, and they always been together for so long, but not. So it was kind of like we always were very close to each other, but not, because when everybody got to go to work, they go to work. School, they go to school. So it was kind of like that.
So does she live with the boyfriend, or?
She stays. My daughter stays with her godmom, which is my sister ex-boyfriend.
Sisters.
My sister ex-boyfriend, older sister.
Okay, there you go.
But they still around each other.
That's the part I was
stays
missing. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So and that's the only child you have?
Yeah. Only have a daughter. Yeah.
Okay. And so, have you ever been married?
No.
Okay. So when you say that economic impact or whatever, first of all, how long have you been here in Atlanta?
I've been here for almost 3 months, I say. Because I came from Miami, Florida, and I just tried to do things on my own. And after my father passed away, it took a toll on me because I was a young mother and always going through a lot of, if the family not good, I'm not good. If they going through a situation, I got to handle myself the proper way and learn how to just stop being a big kid and just do things right. So. Okay.
All right. So we're going to talk about all that. So, okay. So the bottom line, though, is what caused you to become homeless is basically just financial issues?
Yeah.
Like, did something happen, or
no,
was it just not have enough money, basically?
That and I don't know how to budget my money properly. So
okay. Yeah, I understand that. All right. Well, okay. So I get it. All right. So let's just start from the beginning. So, where are you from?
I'm from Rochester, New York.
You from Rochester?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Shout out that upstate New York, man. Shout it out all day, that big Rochester. Yes, sir. All right, so growing up in Rochester, did you have both mom and dad in the household?
Yeah. Before my dad married my mom, they met when she was, I think, 18 or 19, and he was 8. Or I think when she was 18 and he was 19, they met. And then she already had 3 children, and she had my oldest sister that's in her 30s. She's like 33, I think, or 30.
Mm-hmm.
She's 33, and then my second oldest sister is 31, and then my other sister is 28 or 29, because my other sister's 28.
Okay, so when your dad met her, she already had 3 kids.
Yeah, so that's when.
And then you came after that?
No, my sister Gloria, she came. And my sister Gloria is 28 years old, and then I'm the 5th oldest, so I'm 26, and
I
then
get
it's
it.
my little sister, she's 24, and then my little brother, he was born in 19, no, he's like 20, I think 22 or something. He goes to Jackson State, actually.
Okay, I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Okay. And so, starting with the sister that's right on top of you, the rest of y'all were basically born by your dad, your biological,
the last four.
Yeah.
My oldest sister, she has her by her own father, and her last name is Delcler, and then the second oldest last name is Brown, and my mom got 2 kids by the same person, Brown. So it's
Right,
one
right.
Delcler,
I get
2
it.
Browns, and then the last McGee's, the last 4.
Okay, I get it. Okay, all right. And so growing up, so safe to say y'all had like a lot of people in the house. It was probably an active household, things like that, right? So growing up, would you say that you had like a fairly normal childhood?
It was interesting. It was like you go through like changes and stuff like that, but then you go through happy times, good times, bad times. But it was interesting. It was fun. I'll say overall, it was fun some of the way, but a lot of it was just a lot of fighting the older sisters and getting choked up by the cover, the sheets and stuff. So
It's just a lot of sibling rivalry and things
6
like
girls
that.
and 1 boy, imagine it. And he was always in the dryer rolling around, so it was like, come on.
Okay. So I mean, growing up, you went to high school. Did you graduate?
No, I got my GED, so I dropped out of high school. I said 2014,
Well, what grade?
11th grade.
11th grade?
Yeah.
So why'd you drop out in the 11th grade?
I got frustrated. It was mainly like when you try and learn certain things, you start off with marijuana, and that was just they're like, oh, sis, let me try and hit that. And after 1 or 2 puffs, you sit there and you're stuck. It's like you gotta pick up your nephew and hold him to make sure everything is all right. But it was kind of like I'm just woo woo woo.
So you kind of just got into
yeah,
marijuana.
It was like 12th grade. Why graduate and have to deal with not getting a scholarship or going straight forward with full scholarship? So I went through like trades, and
So
I
you
was
was living in fear, basically. The marijuana had you.
Frustration.
Sounds like fear. You
Yeah,
said
fear,
that.
yeah.
You said that you was afraid to not get a scholarship and things like that.
Right.
Okay. All right. And so when you dropped out, like, what would your day consist of? Would you just like be around the house, or what would you be doing? Like, in place of going to school during that time, what would you be doing?
I was always interested in doing things different. Like, I never looked at myself as a bartender or a Hooters chick.
Well, no, I'm asking specifically at the age of 16, what did your day consist of?
Well, I lost my virginity at 15 to a virgin that was 16. And which is interesting, because how do you know if he is a virgin? So you used to go scoping things out. You go to scoping. And I, after me and him broke everything off, I kind of knew like it wasn't. I always walked with my head down just because I just thought it was.
Now
gonna
wait
be
a
fairy
minute,
tale.
you just brought that up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So where did that come from? Because we wasn't even talking about that. Why did you bring that up?
Maybe because that kind of motivated me to be not too loose, but learn a person before I start kissing on a person, or before I start like being too friendly. I was strict about that because I was a tomboy. I was like feminine, masculine, but more so on the feminine side, but not. So it's like,
Huh. Okay. Well, so let me ask. So, did like anything ever happen to you when you were younger?
It was mainly learning grandparents how evil they were, because they were just strict, very, very strict. So when you get to whatever store, you just wait for your mom to get.
Well, what I mean is, as far as any type of sexual thing.
Well, I got before by my grandmother boyfriend, and
What age did that happen?
I think I was probably like 8 or 7 years old.
And what did the molestation consist of? What did he do?
He showed his dick, and then he like wanted me to touch it.
He asked you to touch it?
Yeah, and I just told him no. Like, I don't know if certain kids were just fast and ass, but it was just a chain of no means no and yes means yes.
And that happened when you was 8?
Yeah, I was young. I was pretty young.
And so, did you ever tell anybody about that?
It took us a while because we looked at our grandmother boyfriend as a grandfather, because he always like took us to the store and we'd go steal independent candy and shit because we like to steal.
Right, but I'm asking, did you ever tell that happened?
It took years later to tell. So,
well, what age were you when you told?
I say it was like 6 years later, literally. So if I was 7, it'd be like I was probably like 11, 12. Not even. It was longer than that, I say. It's just when our grandma is so strict and so in her head about how she want things and how she do things, we went through like a lot of chastising, and it was a lot of chastising throughout, learning right from wrong. When it's time to eat, you got to eat the whole plate.
So I mean, who did you tell when you did finally tell somebody?
I told my mom and my dad.
And what was their response?
Their response was to they couldn't believe it. It was shocking. It was like something that was kind of not straightforward in the beginning because we didn't tell them right then and there.
Okay. You know, you're kind of confusing a little bit, but I guess. So I mean, let me ask: Do we have a history of drug use?
Well, I started off with marijuana, and then I started with pills. Started off chilling with a nice friend of mine named Bebe, and we're not cool anymore though. But she was a very like good friend around the time, and I was like, "What is that you're doing?"
Any crack?
No, it was always cocaine.
So powder form?
Yeah, and then I tried crack for the first time ever in my life. And what is it called? In Miami, Florida. I seen this dude doing it, and like that was always a hometown rule. Like I never done it before 25 years of my life. So I was trying to figure out like what's the difference between cocaine and crack cocaine. Like it was like
was there a difference?
Well, yeah, I tried it and it was like whoa, like it had my head like.
So which one was better?
I say crack cocaine is better than cocaine.
Okay, and so that's what you do now?
Well, yeah, I've been trying it since I've been out here, and I've just been exploring everybody, fighting over that shit. And excuse my French, it's just been like a war out here. I'm like,
so
what?
You did like some crack today?
Yeah, I tried it today too. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. So, you know, I mean, and what age? You say you was 25 the first time you did crack?
Yes, 25 years old. Yeah.
And so, I mean, what was it again that made you decide to do crack at 25?
Frustration.
What are you frustrated with?
Just being out on my own and not being able to just have a home and have a steady job and just have my child with me and have not her father. If it was that way, that's what co-parenting is.
Well, I mean, and what about the dad? What is the dad active and present in your daughter's life?
Yeah, he had her a birthday party. They had her 2 birthday parties for her birthday that just passed, but I wasn't able to attend. So I was going through a lot of emotional stress.
Why was you not able to attend?
Because I was in Miami just trying to get myself like in a different program that'll help me in the system as far as getting help. And I stayed there for a few months.
So I'm gonna ask, right? So, I mean, how did that make you feel to not be able to attend your daughter's birthday party?
It's just a lot of everyone fell off after the passing of my dad.
How long ago did he pass?
July 17, 2021.
My condolences about that. My condolences. So you say that the family just kind of fell apart almost when he passed? Or did you just fall apart?
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
What was just going through your head? What was the thoughts that was just going through your head?
It was unexpected because all he did was like smoke weed and drink, you know, and usually it takes like something for cigarettes and stuff like that to be out of to be like, it takes for you to smoke cigarettes or something to cause like heart infections,
right?
Heart effects and stuff. So they said that he had a lot of fluid around his heart when he went to the hospital, and when they said that he had a lot of fluid around his heart, he pretty much he went and they allowed him to stay in the hospital. Well, they didn't allow him nothing. He had to stay in the hospital for a few days, and he said he felt like a lot better. But then they gave him like medicine that had him feeling shitty. So then when I decided to go to Niagara Falls with my daughter, because it was like a lot of mental health that just wasn't right there, and we didn't lose our home. It's just we ended up staying with my little sister, and she was just helping out for the time being. So yeah.
Okay. So as far as your dad's passing, were you smoking crack before that or after that?
After.
So,
when I was in Miami, Florida for the first time.
So I mean, if he knew that you were smoking crack, how do you think that would make him feel?
He felt a certain type of way from me just starting weed, like from me just starting to to have not only weed but ecstasy pills and stuff like that, because it feeds on your inside. Because it, like, when you don't eat every day, it basically the high continues on and on from when you take the pill. It prolongs from it just have you feeling like a different wave. Yeah, that's how I like to learn how to do a pill. And it was just kind of like, yeah.
Huh. So I mean, being a lady out here on the streets, and being addicted to crack, do you trade sex for money?
No, it's been a lot of that, like, disrespect far as men that think, oh, come on, let's smoke, and then that's when they violate. Like, they put their hands on women that just don't understand.
Has that happened to you?
Yeah, I had to fight a guy for no reason. Like,
how far has it gone?
It got to him like choking me and pulling my pants down, and me fighting him back. Like, he tried to force me to get off a block. I said, well, bitch, if this is the church, how the fuck are you forcing me to get off any block? And then I blocked his ass and he fell in the street. So that's what happened then.
Okay. You say he pulled your pants down?
Yeah, like, and then the other guy was looking like a mummy or something. Like, he was over here like, oh, I'm like, what's up with this drug that I'm really about to keep not doing, but worried to have structure within myself, and it's good to be by myself.
So let me ask, I mean, are you like content kind of, smoking crack right now and just living like that? Or is that something that you don't want to be smoking crack, but you just can't help it?
I just like to be comfortable. I like to be.
So I mean, you're perfectly fine smoking the crack right now.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
No, I mean, hey, listen, no judgment here, okay? No judgment. I mean, if that's how you feel, then that's your truth. That's your truth, right? Do you think that there'll ever be a day where you'll feel differently, where you will decide that you don't want to smoke crack anymore?
I just started, so I don't need it every day. I never needed a drug. It was just something that I wanted to try.
Well, I get it, but I mean, tell the truth. You're here in Atlanta. You're here. I know what this area is. This is my area, okay? I know this area. So you've probably been smoking crack every day, pretty much every chance you get. And so that's really where you're at this point. And so what I'm telling you is that I've seen many people like you who they kind of at the beginning, but they're at that point now where it's starting to really take over. And then you see them a year from now and you can't even hardly recognize them. Have you thought about that?
I can't hear the question. Can you say it again, please?
What are you going to do if you turn into some of these other folks who have been smoking crack for many years? Have you thought about that being a possibility? That you might turn into just a full-blown crackhead?
No. Like, when you out in the streets, it's just like, you look at that shit and you like, hell nah. Like, that's just like when you're in school or you start off in elementary, ain't nobody about to give you no crack like that and be high every day. And like, no. So it was more so of me, like, learning how to, like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, you see that in your hometown, you don't go for Philadelphia action.
You don't think that that's what you're becoming right now?
No, because I don't need it. Like, it's just something I tried, and it's like a mellow high. It's better than cocaine, in my opinion. Or Molly, or ecstasy. or Adderall or Vicodin or Percocet. Or marijuana, the baddest marijuana I've ever tried. It was always weed before it was crack cocaine.
But now crack is your preference.
I don't even like how to sound. Yeah.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I say it. I mean, you know, maybe one day you'll take a look at this video and you'll be able to see yourself, you know? So, no worries. All right, well, listen, we really appreciate you. So, I mean, let me ask one more question, you know? When was the last time you saw your daughter?
3 months. I say 2 months. Actually, like a month and a half ago. Not to make it sound so bad. Yeah.
How does it make you feel that you don't see her that often?
It's just putting up my grown up pants and just trying to understand that with no happy home, there's just the beginning to just allow her to be happy and just don't stress out about it.
If one day she grows up and she happens to come across this YouTube video and she sees that, you know, you have been smoking crack and things like that, but you've been smoking crack more than you've been seeing her, and if she comes to you and she asks, well, mommy, was the crack more important than me? What's going to be your response?
Forgive me if I did allow myself to entertain the wrong things while she was of age to understand something wasn't right about certain things, and that's why I kind of not disregard how things may get as far as just being a young mother and wanting to turn up and she want to play, you know, because when a baby want to run too fast or get up, change diapers and stuff like that, you get irritated as a young mother. Yeah, I mean, hey. So then that's when I just pop her little leg and send her on the way. But it's just like,
do you feel like you're a bad mom?
No, I'm a wonderful mother. It's just, there's no amount of pain in this world to just give a birth and then just be like, wow, let's be out on the streets and hold a sign up and just.
But then that's what you're doing though.
Yeah, it's crazy. But long as she not with me, I'm fine. Like, long as she not walking with me, and for men to actually put their hands on me, kick me and stuff like that, lying and saying I'm stealing drugs. Like, I don't even know half of these niggas out here.
Why don't you just go back home?
Nothing is there. Because if I left, my father left, my mom left, my older sister left, my niece and nephew left.
Where does your baby live?
She's in she's like 30 minutes away from Rochester, New York. She's in Fairport, New York.
So why can't you go there?
She works from she do 12-hour shifts.
Why can't you get a job? Y'all work together.
She do I don't know. She works for this shelter program for kids that have mental health issues.
Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental health issue?
Anxiety, they say.
Anxiety?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, miss. Well, listen, we really appreciate you taking the time, answering all of our questions. If anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I know, you just did it again. You just did it again. Is that the crack?
Man.
Is that the crack?
Maybe, I don't know.
Jesus. That thing puts you into a zone.
Yeah.
If anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way that they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything? You got Facebook, Instagram?
Nope.
Okay, do you have Cash App?
No.
No? Okay. All right, miss. Well, listen, we really appreciate you, okay? Mm-hmm. And we definitely wish you nothing but the best out here, all right? Mm-hmm. Make sure you have a good one, sweetie.
Thank you.
All right.